All right, so thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to have a special Zoom with some special guests, some of yours truly, our amazing, some rock stars on our team that have been doing a great job sharing Plexus. We want to have, we're going to have Sadie, who just promoted to Senior Ruby. Woo, woo, we're so excited. Congratulations, Sadie.
Thank you.
Yeah, so exciting. And then we're going to have Heather share with us, Heather Hardy. She just promoted to gold this month. Woo, woo.
Thank you.
And we're also going to have Carrie. I'm going to mess up your last name. So Carrie. Yes. And she is silver, but she just like added 13 people the same month she signed up. So she's a rock star. We'll have her share. And then we're also going to have Kristin Eaton share, who I think the first month she signed up like 18 people or 19. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
I think it was 18.
Okay.
I'm not 100% either, so.
Yes, and she's going to join us a little bit later because she's at a T-ball practice right now, and she's the coach. So she's going to be getting some T-ball families in Plexus. I'm sure of it. So, all right. So we're going to go ahead and have Sadie share with us some tips about how she's made it her journey to your Ruby. And yeah, so take it away, Sadie.
So do you want me to start with tips, or did you want us to do how we got started first?
Yeah.
What did you want?
Yeah, do a little bit about your journey and how you started. And whoever, I'm going to mute you in a minute. We can't have that background noise, so hold on a second. Let me mute people. Okay. I don't know if there's a way to do it quicker than just going one at a time. I'm so new to it. I'm so happy we have a lot of people on. This is great. I love it when we have lots of participation. Now, some of these, for some reason, I can't mute. I don't know why. Mute. Mute. Okay. I think we should have most everybody. And okay, Sadie.
Okay. So my journey started when I saw my cousin Amber starting to post about Plexus when she first started, and I went in being total skeptic, saying, yeah, right, this product is just another product that's not going to work for me. And I actually reached out to her and told her to tell me a little bit more about what Plexus was, and she did. And at that time, I was kind of in a funk. It was Christmas time, right after Christmas, maybe January, and I could not get out of this funk. I was sad all the time. I was literally eating myself to death. Whatever I could get my hands on and could go in my mouth, that's what I was doing. I would go through a case of pop daily, and I mean daily. Like, we had 4 and 5 cases of Diet Coke sitting at my house at all times. So Amber gave me a little bit of info, and I said, okay, send me, a 7-day or sign me up as a preferred customer. So I did, but I wasn't consistent with my products. The very first time I took my product, I knew that Plexus was for sure because it kicked my Diet Coke habit. So I have not had a Diet Coke since starting Plexus, which is huge for me. So, but I wasn't consistent, didn't take the product daily, would take it for a couple of days and then it'd sit on the counter, and I expected it to work and it wasn't working because I wasn't taking the product. So that was in March. I didn't fully start taking my product until May of last year. And then in August, I had Amber sign me up as a ambassador. So I've just been sharing the product since August, and I can't tell you what a difference it's made, not only in my health, but in my wealth too. And yeah, I just ranked Senior Ruby and can't wait for Emerald to come. But I guess my tips are, you have to get out of your box. I tell my team that all the time. Get out of that box. Be consistent with posting on Facebook and sharing in your daily lives. You shouldn't be ashamed that you are a Plexus ambassador. People aren't ashamed of being doctors or lawyers or anything like that. And that's just what I do. I just share from my heart. It's all about consistency. And if you are consistent, it will totally pay off. So, I don't know. Want me to tell anything else?
I think that's good.
I mean, it's that plain and simple. You just have to be consistent and share from your heart. It's not hard.
I think how do you as far your approach for getting people to sign up? What is your approach? Because you have great success with people signing up right away instead of like a lot of other people will say, well, people just aren't interested, or they say it costs too much. Like, what's your approach for getting people to sign up?
Well, pretty much I tell them my why. I mean, like I said, I was in a very low place in my life. I did not want to leave my house. I would stay in my pajamas for, days before I would even attempt to go out of the house. Now, granted, it was winter time here in Illinois, so winter sucks here, but I mean, nobody wants to leave their house when there's 7 inches of snow on the ground, but I just wasn't happy. I mean, I was eating, donuts and stuff like that just because it was here. And my husband hadn't worked in a while and was hurt in a truck accident. And I just tell them that my why is because I prayed to God every single night to send me something to help my family financially because we were struggling financially. And lo and behold, one day I turn on Facebook and there's Amber posting about Plexus and how, it's a complete life changer. And so I tell them my why. I tell them, look, I'm going to cry. I tell them that that's because God sent Plexus to me, and I swear to him, if it wasn't for me praying nightly, I don't know what it would have done. I don't.
Oh,
so I just tell them my why. And we say your why should make you cry.
That's right.
And it does. It makes me cry.
I think what drives Sadie is just her passion, like her belief in her passion. She knows that it's changed her life. And so she kind of can't help but tell people boldly about it. And I know Sadie has an amazing amount of boldness. Like, she literally does not care what anybody thinks. She's going to tell it like it is. And so I think that is one of the keys to her success. Definitely. She's a product of the products. She's consistently taking them, and she thinks everybody else should too. And so I think when I know she meets strangers on the street and she tells them about it, like she just doesn't have any shy bone in her body. So that's very inspiring, Sadie. You've done a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think too, I know she does team meetings once a month, right?
I do. Team meetings. Yeah.
You go out
and I have a Facebook page, just for my team. That's where we can share our issues, or they can reach out for help if there's something going on. And I mean, went through the whole back office apocalypse, that was huge, because then we could answer questions there instead of having to sit on hold with customer service. But hallelujah, customer service is back.
Yes.
So
yeah.
I don't mind actually calling them anymore.
Well, and you really got started in what, August?
That's when I started consistently taking the products in May, because I thought, what the heck am I paying for this product for? It's just coming every month and it's just sitting there. So I consistently started taking the products in May and started sharing in August. Yeah.
So she started kind of at the beginning of the debacle with the back office switchover. So, kudos to anybody that started in the fall, because you stuck with us. And is it worth it, Sadie?
Oh yeah, totally worth it. Totally worth it.
Okay. I'm going to let 2 people ask her a question, and then we're going to move on to Heather. So if anybody has a question, speak now or forever hold your peace.
No one? No one's got a question for
me? I'm shy. You covered everything, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, so now we're going to have Heather share her journey and her tips for success.
All right. Thank you, Rebecca, for asking me to be a part of this. First of all, I was a little shocked, but we'll do the best I can. So my story, my journey started by watching Rebecca. Rebecca and I have known each other since our kids were in preschool together, and she's a dental hygienist, and I am as well, even though we've never worked together really in an office. She has temped at my office sometimes, so we've always stayed in contact with that. And I watched her for a year, and she reached out to me probably 3 months in or so, and I told her no, I wasn't interested. And then I caught notice of Kevin's having his allergy issues reduced, and my allergies were so bad that I was taking asthma medication for him, and that caught my attention, but I still wasn't ready. And she kept reaching out to me, and some of the girls, the dentist in my office and one of the front office gals, they're using it as well. And so they were talking to me, and I kept telling them no. And Rebecca brought this up that I actually told her, and this is so me for any of you that know me, I am not ready to do it, so don't ask me again. When I'm ready to do it, I'll come to you, because I don't do anything halfway. So I'm not just going to sit on the sidelines and dabble in it. When I'm ready, I'm going to be all in. So and she was very nice, and she handled that very well, for as mean as that was of me. And she did give me one more thing. She said in January this year, she said, please come to this meeting. If you come, I'll never ask you again to anything about Plexus. And I said, okay, I'll go to the meeting. And it was when the McCalls came to Arizona. And so I brought my husband, and in my head, I had already decided that I was going to do it. And so I brought my husband because I wanted him to know what it was about and to be in with me and understand. And so then I signed up that next weekend. And so that brings me to some of the things. And by the way, my allergies are gone. I'm no longer taking my asthma medication, along with many other things that would take up my whole 10 minutes. So I won't even go into them all. My biggest things that I think have helped me are, first of all, when Billy and I decided, my husband, that I was going to do this, we are both Christians, and we struggle the most in our faith with tithing. And it's something that we had just been to a service on, and he brought the notes home, and he said, I really want to start doing this. But right now, our income is not going to allow us to now take 10% and give it to the church. And so I said, if we do Plexus, I want this to be a total God thing. And any income that comes in from it, we tithe off of that. And we've been doing that. Even when I got $25 the first time, I set aside $250, and everything went back to church. So that's been huge for us. But then also, as soon as I signed up with Rebecca, immediately I hung up the phone, and I was so excited. I called 2 of my girlfriends, and they signed up the next day. So I had those 2. I was super excited. I thought that oh my gosh, I'm going to go silver or something, like you were talking about, one of the gals that were coming on. And that didn't happen. It took a couple weeks before I did get my 3rd person. But the excitement that I have felt from the very beginning for me, just like she was talking about with Sadie, it hasn't gone away, because then I did start to see the results from the products, and I have such a passion for it. I just believe that every single person could benefit from it. So, sorry, I took notes. I'm such a dental hygienist, so let me reorient myself with my notes. I share, and I hope that people when I talk about the products, because I get so excited. Like Rebecca says at the beginning, I would just vomit it all over them, and I'm sure it turned them off, but not everybody. So I share with any of my patients, with my friends. I do the messenger, where I send out messages, And one of the best things that I like about Plexus is I do believe that this creates relationships, and I'm such a relationship person anyways, that I want those, and it helps me as an entry for a relationship. So I do message people that I haven't seen forever, because I'm from Michigan originally, and tell them, oh my gosh, I love the pictures of your anniversary. I've just been thinking of you so much. And taking notes from like Amy Paul, when she said, this may or may not be right for you, but I think you'd be great on my team. And it has been really hard sometimes to press that send button, not knowing what they're going to respond back as. But I have never had anyone say anything mean back to me. Usually they say, thank you for thinking of me, but right now it's not the right time, or yes, I'm interested, or something, or nothing at all. And so I've gotten over my fear of that. As I share, I also try to keep in check my motivation for why I'm sharing. I want the relationships of it, and I want to help them. I don't want them just for my numbers. So as I was getting close to promoting to gold, which I kept thinking, okay, they're not just a number. I'm not just wanting them on my team just to be a number. I'm wanting them on my team because I can help them with something that they're dealing with. So I try to keep that in check. And then how I think that carries over, and I hope that my team feels this because I truly do this, is I really do want the best for them. So when some of them might be feeling frustrated and they're not seeing the results as soon as other people, I've bought products for them to be like, here, try the X Factor and drink or use it with your Slim. Let's try this product. And then I keep my receipt. It's a tax write-off for us, to do that. So I want that for my team and my customers. So I hope that they feel that. From day one, like I said, I've been all in. I read the leadership books, whatever Kristin and Rebecca have put on, I jump on and I'm like, yep, I'll read that leadership book. Oh, this one's good. I have all my notes from the diamond calls that I go on, and I order all the books that they recommend and I read them as well. And then I do watch the Plexus Diamond videos. So then it came to how do I fit this in my life? Because I am still working 30-ish hours a week, but then I travel sometimes for work, like I'm going to Spokane this weekend for work. So I do a lot of listening in my car, which is funny because a lot of the videos are recorded in the car too. So I think that's time for everyone, that we all find time. I actually put a folder in my car with loose leaf paper so I can pull it up and don't broadcast that I do this, but so I can write one-handed while I'm driving on notes that people are recommending. And then when it looks horrible, because it does, because I'm driving, I just transcribe it over to my regular notebook. I have a running Frank list that I keep, and everybody that I talk to or text with, they shift on the Frank list depending on our conversation. And I go through that list and my current ambassadors and my customers every single week. And I reach out to everybody. If it's a customer, maybe once every 3 weeks, but my ambassadors and my Franks list, it's probably every week or every other week that I'm reaching out to them. For the Franks, of course, the potential, talking to them about opportunity. For my ambassadors, finding out who are they talking to, where are they at, do they want to have a 3-way call, which nobody's actually taken me up on that, so hopefully soon. Or how can I help them? I always give my number out, and I want all the ambassadors that have signed under any of my first level to friend me on Facebook. And then I try to message them as well so that they know that they can come to me with anything. And I've started some 3-way with one of my first levels at another one of her gals. We have a 3-way messenger as well that we go back and forth between the 3 of us. And I was just telling her today, actually, that I'm going to start, like you were talking about, Sadie, where we may start some monthly meeting as well, even just a hello, how's it going? How's everyone doing? And I jumped on the Facebook page pretty early on, just knowing it was going to come in my future anyway, so I might as well just start one. So I did start my own Facebook page probably when I had about 10 ambassadors, and right now I have 35, so that was a little bit of go. And so I post on there and I pull all my stuff from Rebecca and Kristin usually on stuff. But then I also hopefully share encouraging things to them, to let them know that I am thinking of them and I am praying for them, and whatever they want out of Plexus, I hope that they find. And let's see, what else do I do? One thing too, that I know Jeannie's on the call and she did this on her own, and another one of my first levels did this too, is they just went off on their own and they created a closed Facebook page. And I never asked Jeannie what her motivation for it being closed, but I know my other gal, Khalees, she said that she had some very negative people in her life, and she was not ready for them to, she was not ready to allow their negativity to intrude on her journey. So she wanted it to be the handpicked people that she had, and she has been doing great with that. And when they have done that, they have added me as friends. And so then I pull a lot of stuff off of the pajama parties that Kristin has, and I post information and I post my journey and stuff on their pages. And now she has 4 girls doing it. So every day I try and go on and I try and post something. Now that it's been a little bit for some of them, I do it like once a week or something, but to try to help them along. And they've been very successful with that. And let's see. the journey tape. Let's see, I talked about that. I do the same thing as Rebecca where I have contests. Jeannie, today's the last day, and she is due to win the contest where she will get the Plexus swag, which was something that I won from Rebecca. So that's going to be coming that she and I will talk about tomorrow. And the last thing that I have that I know is very controversial, and Rebecca, I think, is shocked that I do this, but I have helped some people promote to silver on my team. And 2 reasons why is I feel that, first of all, as a dental hygienist, I am in contact with 10 new people every day at my work that we already have relationships typically because I've been seeing them now for 10 years. And so I get exposed to a lot of new people who have not heard about Plexus typically. So with that being said, I know that I have a very outgoing, bold personality, and I don't mind sharing it with every single person that I come in contact with. And I know some of the people may not always have that same, or they feel a little more guarded. And I felt that if I helped them just reach the rank of silver, it would give them 2 things. It would hopefully help to light a fire. And for one of the girls that has, she's talking to everybody now, and she's gotten like 3 other people on her own. And then also, even if it doesn't light them a fire, they're loving the products and they're going to get their products at a reduced rate. And so I think it would help them that they won't go as a white line down the road because they're getting their products cheaper. So if we're getting our products partially paid for or free, we're not going to stop using them. Ooh, goodness. So that was my motivation. Whether that's right or that's wrong, that was something that I decided that I wanted to help with. And, does that mean that they're now a level 2 for me instead of a level 1? It does, but that's okay. I'm okay with that because I'm not looking at Plexus as a numbers game. I'm looking at it that this is helping my ambassadors and it's helping the future ambassadors, and that makes me happy. And hopefully it makes my team happy. I think that's all I have. Oh, I can't hear you, Rebecca. Are you talking?
I have to unmute myself. The big thing I want to point out about Heather is it was a funny moment when she told me, like, I don't do anything halfway. I'm not ready right now. I'm too busy. And she is a busy woman, okay? She's like really like 3 jobs. I mean, she's a dental hygienist. She does dental board. She PTA. She anything. She's all in.
And 4 kids.
And 4 kids, yeah. And so like the whole thing with Heather is when she's definitely all in. We can all tell that. And then she definitely has the gift of organization. I mean, oh my word. I can learn from Heather. We all can. So thank you for sharing, Heather.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Does anybody have 2 questions?
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I started probably 2.5 weeks on it, and it's just now really everything's letting go, as in using the bathroom. How long does this really last? To be, getting rid of stuff. Because I was on probiotics before. So I don't know if these are just stronger or what, but I'm like...
Tell me who you are again and who your sponsor is.
My sponsor's Tracy Carino, who's under Sadie.
Okay. And I think they're both on here, Tracy and...
Uh-huh.
What's your name again?
Carrie Durbin.
Cherry, yeah, okay. Awesome. Well, they can get with you and kind of tweak your products. I mean, that's the great thing about Plexus is sometimes some people are going to need a little less cleanse or a little more cleanse or a little more probiotic, so like get with one of them and they
Tell
can.
me, I talked to her today and she did say maybe go down to just 1 probiotic at night instead of the 2 because it's like, yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes it can be a little detox. Sometimes your body just needs to flush out stuff, and sometimes it just takes a little patience. But I wouldn't give up. I would just keep drinking your water, and try different things. With how many you take or what time of day even you take it. It's a very individualized, customized thing. So that's why I always tell people don't read the instructions on the bottle because you're going to end up taking way too much at first and either be constipated or the other way. So, yeah, we talk about poop. It's all good.
Well, they didn't like it at work today. My supervisor was not very happy with me, so I just.
Because we're in the bathroom.
Gotta go to the bathroom. You gotta go to the bathroom.
It's not a run to the bathroom type of cleanse, so clearly we need to adjust the product for you. So
Yeah, I'm guessing so.
With those two to help you. Anybody else have a question with Heather? I think the other thing that's inspiring about Heather is she's super busy, but she still makes time to work it into the nooks and crannies of her day in the car or at night. And I think too, like, you know, especially like I know Amber and I and Sadie too, like when we first started, we just would like watch videos, YouTube videos at night and train ourselves, you know, watch the videos, keep up with the team pages. I think that's really critical when you're just getting started. Like, you know, the reason we post the information on there and then the files and the videos is to help you guys. So be a student of it, definitely. That'll get you a long ways.
Yeah, I do have to say one thing on that, Rebecca, which thank you, because yes, our life does get crazy and I must like it like that because I always schedule it like that. But a little funny note is my kids and husband know that when I come home from work, either it's my phone or my laptop, it's in my lap the entire evening that we're just hanging out with the family. And so I am sitting on the couch with them, but I am completely distracted with it. And my husband now calls it plexting. Are you plexting? So I do have to say, yes, I'm pretty excited over how things are going, but it's definitely work and I'm not letting by sitting idly with it. So, but I think it's work that any of us can do, which is so exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh goodness, look at that. What is that? From Lori to everyone, Heather Sams has a question. It just popped up on our little chat thing.
Oh, I see that.
Can you see that?
Okay,
Yeah,
Heather, what's your question?
She can't unmute herself.
Oh, hang on, I'll do it. Oh, she has it. Okay.
Hang on. I'm getting her phone number.
I can unmute her, I think. I just don't know which one she is.
Well, that's what I was asking. I don't know what her area code is.
I guess that's a problem if I mute everybody and then they can't answer their question.
The 865 area code.
Okay, I'm gonna unmute her here. Okay, go ahead, Heather.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. Okay. Whenever you guys are doing like your challenges, what is some of the ideas that you would do for like a beginner, I guess, to where you're not sounding too pushy? I mean, I'm really driven and I am flexing my Facebook out and I'm pouring my heart out. I'm giving like my testimonies about how it's 7 o'clock in the morning and I've already got all my housework done and I slept great that night. But I just want to give something for them to like kind of feel like they're getting rewarded if they actually try it.
If for me, if on my end, I haven't done anything to reward any of the ambassadors that are newly signing up or customers on that end or incentives. One thing that I have done for a couple people when I know their situation and they really have zero money to start with is I have offered to them that I would pay the $35 website fee, but I do that very, very rarely. And actually I've only done it with one person and I have 40 people that are actually on my team with my white lines. So I've only done it with one person. So it's not a regular thing that I do, but some of the things that I
guess I just need to just keep doing it and then eventually they'll get it.
Yeah. And I loved when I was on the video listening to Amy Paul and her tip, and this is what I send in the messenger, is she recommended saying, you know, I've been thinking of you a lot. This may or may not be right for you, but I think you would be great on my team. Can I call you today or tomorrow? And then that's it. And I do try to also throw in something personal that it's not just a Plexus thing. So, hey, I've been watching your pictures. I love seeing the pictures of your anniversary. I loved watching your video or whatever it may be. And then I send out the personal messages like that. And then when I do end up talking to them, I know that Amber, you had asked to Sadie what she says about signing as ambassadors versus as customers is when I tell them, and I actually saved this because this is what I tell them. I said, truthfully, when I joined as an ambassador, I knew I was going to do it. and I was going to wait for the results, even if they weren't quick. There's literally a 1% return rate, and I know the company can't survive if everyone is returning. So I jumped right in for ambassador to make it cheaper because that's the cheapest cost. And then I thought, well, if a couple of my friends want to join me and try, I may get it cheaper. And that's what happened. So that's how I typically have luck with them signing as an ambassador versus a customer, because to me that just makes sense. But I've had more luck when I actually physically talk to people than when I message them on Facebook. So I try for sure to have it either an over the phone or a meeting face-to-face if that's possible, instead of just messaging, because that's when you can hear the passion about the products. So that's what I try to go for, is to get a phone call or a face-to-face meet.
And I'm going
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to just put in a plug again for our Zooms that we've been doing with prospects, because that's been a really big, huge thing as well. Because people get on a Zoom with us, they can hear our story and hear exactly like Heather said, they can see our passion, hear our passion. We don't have to meet them at Starbucks, especially if they're out of state. How would we do that? So I think it's a good way to get people to connect. And, you know, that was a thing we learned from Amy Paul as well, just that's how people, you know, a lot of people join after the Zooms. So that's something I would encourage all of you to utilize.
And you know what else, Heather, if you're having people liking your post on Facebook, from the last one that I listened to with Megan Moore, she said that anybody that likes her post, that she said, hi, you know, so-and-so, thank you so much for supporting me and liking my post. It really means the world to me. I am so passionate about this business. If you ever want to know more about our products, I'd love to help you. So
yeah, I was going to add on that too. She even went out and bought a desk calendar, you know, like those big desk calendars that they have. And she would write down people that have commented on her Plexus post, and then she says what Heather just said. Mm-hmm. So that I actually went out and bought my own desk calendar because I thought that was a good tip. But yeah, I liked that one too.
That's a great idea. Okay, we're going to hear from Carrie. I think Carrie's with us. Yes, there she is. Okay, I'm going to unmute you.
All right. Oh, good Lord.
You'll do fine.
I'm a newbie, so this is all pretty new, but I actually did what Heather just said. On my phone is my calendar. So as I talk to people, I put in my phone when I talked to them last, and then I go maybe 2 weeks out and I follow up with them 2 weeks out and say, hey, I've been thinking about you. What do you think? Are you ready to get on board? But I notice that I get the most responses when things are personal. When I talk about my successes, the weight that I've lost, feeling good. I was a walking billboard of sickness, and now I feel better than I have in years. So when people hear that, they're like, okay, what are you doing? What do I need to do it too? So making it personal is huge. But I'm pretty out there too, and I'm not afraid. So yeah, I kind of went crazy on Facebook. Right, Sadie? I went crazy on Facebook, and I sent every single person in my friends list a message and just kind of said, hey, this is what I'm doing now. Do you know anyone who might be interested in this? And you would not believe the responses I got from that. People actually did want to know what it was, and so they started responding. Now, all those people now are on my ticklers, so a lot of those people I follow up with. So, and I'm an overachiever, so yeah, I just go, it's either all or nothing for me. So I'm all out. Tanya knows that too. Tanya tried to get me on for, how long, Tanya? 5 months? And I wanted nothing to do with Plexus. So now I kick myself because, right? I know, Sadie, right? I kick myself because I should have started back when Tanya was trying to convince me that it was a good thing for me.
Tanya's muted, so she can't talk.
That's okay. She wouldn't talk anyway.
Unmute her.
She's laughing. Yeah, but I mean, I have Crohn's disease and I have a ton of other issues with me, and I actually have never felt better in years. So this is huge. But my thing is reaching out to everybody, consistency, following up, being positive. It was really hard today. I had a bad day, but I'm trying to be really positive. So it is what you make it. And I'm new, so.
Yay. She's very inspiring. I mean, I think the key with you, Carrie, is that you did reach out like crazy. I mean, she sent messages. She was passionate.
Overkill.
But that's okay. I mean, you know, like, she's going to go gold in another, next month probably, easily, because she's already had 13. She's trying to do 14.
Well, I got one that's going to sign up tomorrow, I know for sure. I know I've got at least 3 or 4 the next week, so I'll get there.
Yeah.
I just need people that I sign on now signing on. So once they start doing that, I think it'll just roll.
Yeah, and that's absolutely, that is key to be, it's great to be able to sign up and personally sponsor people yourselves, but you want to be duplicating that down. You want to be showing your team they can do that too. And sometimes it's hard because some people will give you the whole thing of, well, I want to wait to have a really big testimony. And usually that means I want to wait till there's a giant before and after weight loss picture for most people. But you got to think about all the wonderful results and all the wonderful side effects of Plexus that you're getting besides weight loss, like the better energy, the better sleep, the better mental clarity, the better mood, so many different things that people notice right away other than just weight loss. And if you don't need to lose any weight, then you're not going to have that part of the testimony anyway, and you really don't have to have that. I mean, Heather's a walking example of that. You don't have to need to lose a pound, and you can still be successful at Plexus because we are a health and wellness company. So, sharing, things like energy and different things like that, those are huge things to everybody, everywhere, every age. So that's the beauty of sharing early. And Carrie's been a great example of reaching out.
Well, and I didn't even start this. I didn't even expect to sell it or promote it like I am. I did it for my well-being. And when people saw how well I was doing, they're like, what are you doing? How can I do this? How do I sign on? So, and then it was funny, and Tanya can vouch for this, because I didn't read everything in the beginning. I kind of put stuff off because I'm busy, and I'm not that busy though, right, Sadie? I'm busy, but yeah, anyway, I didn't read everything I probably should have. And all of a sudden on a Friday, I get paid by Plexus. And I'm like, I called Tanya and I'm like, hey, I got paid by Plexus. Why? What did I do? And she's like, well, dang, you sign people up. You get, $25 for an ambassador. I'm like, you do? I'm like, holy cow, okay. So, yeah. Well, then I'm like, okay, well, if I can, make money now, this puts a whole new spin on it for me. And I not only feel good, now I can make money.
Learn as you earn.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm cray, so.
Okay, if someone has a question, raise your hand and I'll unmute you.
Don't ask anything hard. Tanya, you're not muted anymore.
Yeah, Tanya can ask away. Ask her a hard question.
She still hasn't talked.
I told you.
Who unmuted me?
Rebecca.
Because I thought you were going to say something because you two were talking back and forth, but then you were muted. So I was trying to be nice. No questions? Anyone?
Look at Jeff's in the background with Tanya.
I can see him.
Oh.
Hi, Jeff.
He's not right.
Yeah, we know.
We could have told you that.
Okay, do we have Kristin on the line? I think we do. I've got her muted.
She is, yeah.
Unmute Kristin. if she knows she's on. Messaging her. Hey, Kristin.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good, yay. You're back from T-ball.
I am.
Awesome. Okay, well, we are looking forward to hearing your little journey, your story, and share with us your tips for success.
Well, I joined in October, and I wasn't really wanting to do the business at all. My daughter was really sick. We were in and out of the hospital, and I really didn't have time to do the business. And not until February did I really start wanting to do that part of it. In February, I just sort of decided one day that I was actually going to do it. And then in March, I signed 18 people in my first month. And it was kind of a good boost, I guess, to really start doing the business aspect of it. And then in April, I went gold. And I have 51 people on my team right now. It's been a really interesting journey to kind of figure out how to do it all. I've watched a lot of training videos, but my personal growth from this has been incredible. I've lost weight. I went down on medicine that I probably wouldn't have otherwise. So I kind of do the same thing that the other girls do, where I cold message. I do a lot of messaging over, after seeing different posts and statuses. If somebody's complaining about a headache, then I of course message them right away. If somebody's complaining about being overweight, I message them right away. Different things like that, these things can help with is something that, whether they're seeing your posts or not, this can really put one foot in the door. I really don't have much to add other than what all the other girls have said, because I do exactly what they all do.
Well, you've had amazing growth. I mean, just with that crazy month. I mean, she kind of came out of nowhere. She joined in the fall, and then, she had your daughter that was very sick, and she had to get her healthy. And so once she decided and was determined and put her mind to it, she quickly became a fast-growing team. And so we're very proud of you, Kristin.
She did. She's a rock star. She won Kristin points contest twice that same month, and so she got the trip to Oklahoma this past weekend, and I was lucky enough to get to go with her because she got to win twice. So she once she put her mind to it, she knew what she was doing. So she's a rock star.
Thank you. Once you get out there and see what all the benefits of this can do for you, it's easy to sell it because you know what it can do. You know the benefits of it. You know how amazing it is. You know more about the products when you take them yourself. And it really helps to, get a jump start on that. Because people are going to ask. They're going to ask a lot of questions. They're going to want a lot of answers. And if you don't know your products, then you're not going to be able to make that sale.
I think two kind of key things I'm noticing with all four of you is that none of you really wanted to sell it. You didn't really set out to make it a business. It just happened. That's with me too, and Amber, and pretty much all of us, a lot of us. And the boldness and the reaching out. I think that's the key to, signing ambassadors personally is just keep reaching out and not be discouraged. When you reach out and they ignore you and they don't message you back, just give it a little time and reach out again in a different way. Be creative about each time you reach out, kind of switch from texting to Facebook messaging to use the audio messaging so they can hear the passion in your voice. And one thing I was going to say too that I think is a good tip when you're cold messaging someone is, tell them what the products do. Those key three things about helps with inflammation, helps with blood sugar issues, helps with, overall gut health. And then say, like, maybe this isn't for you, but do you know someone that could benefit from these products that struggles with these issues? Because I always appreciate referrals. And what that does to people is it puts it in their head like, oh, well, yeah, I guess I do struggle with that. Or, oh, yeah, I have friends that struggle with that, I'll unmute people so that people can talk if they want to. We don't have too much background. I don't know. I was going to tell you guys a kind of funny story today. So same thing like Kristin was saying, like when you see somebody complaining about they're sick or they're whatever, two things. So one was I had a friend on Facebook that she said, I started my diet, like DIE, and then apostrophe T, like in other words, she was dieting, right? And so I messaged her right away and I said, hey, because she had been a customer of mine, like for 1 month, only ordered 1 month retail, never seen her again. In fact, I was kind of thinking to myself, now did she join or was she a customer? I had to like go back and look because it was a year ago. So I messaged her and I said, hey, why don't you, I saw your post about diet and you want to try my pink drink again? And I've sent it and I was like, oh, I hope she doesn't think I'm like stalking her or being nosy or pushy or whatever. She messaged me right back and said, well, actually, I just started it again today because I had like 2 weeks of it left over. So it sat on her kitchen counter for a year and she hadn't used it and she hadn't finished it. She's like, well, I think I'm going to try to lose weight. She's getting married. She wants to lose 40 pounds, whatever. She's like, okay, I think I'll start this again. So my point in telling you guys is that, we probably have people that may have turned off and haven't been doing the product for months, but they might have a half a bag of Slim on their counter. And you never know. They might just decide to pick it up and start again. So I actually just talked to her tonight before this Zoom about joining because it's cheaper. And so she's going to call me actually tomorrow. And she says she's going to join for the wholesale. And so never give up on people. I think that's really the key is to stay active in their life, keep commenting on their posts, keep watching their posts. That's how her posts sort of showed up in my newsfeed. So.
Well, I loved Megan's thing on our call last week too when she said to recycle your friends list. Mm-hmm. So if you're not commenting on people's posts, then they don't see they don't see your post. So she said to go, one day just pick the A's and then just don't like throw up, pick Amber one day and then, go in and like 2 or 3 of her pictures or comment on 2 or 3 of her pictures or whatever. And then go to your B's and pick Brandy and then go to your C's. So the more you're posting on their stuff, the more you're going to be on their feed. So I liked that. That was a good tip. So I've actually been doing that quite a bit.
Absolutely. When I have someone show up in my news feed that I haven't really interacted with in a long time or I haven't talked to or anything, I get all excited because I think that means they're seeing my stuff, or they're stalking my stuff. Otherwise, they wouldn't show up in my news feed. So that's a good person to reach out to at that point.
I love it when somebody messages me, like somebody that I haven't even thought of, or you think in the back of your mind, like that person's never going to do Plexus. They've never liked, commented, nothing on your post. And then all of a sudden you get a, hey, Sadie, tell me more about Plexus. Mm-hmm. I love that. So they're watching you. Just keep posting. It's very important to be consistent because the last person you think is going to join, they're going to call you someday. I guarantee you they will.
It's true. They're still doing it a year later, right, girls? Amber and Sandy or Sadie, I mean.
I had one join last month that was just like that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep.
And just look at, I mean, even Heather waited a year. She watched me for a year. I watched Christine for 10 months, and I never did like a post, comment on a post. And I really believe, I'm not knocking her at all, but I believe if she would have reached out to me, I would have done it sooner. I mean, so sometimes people need you to come to them and say, hey, what do you think? I'm sure you've seen my crazy Plexus post. What do you think about it?
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you, ladies. Any questions? Anybody have any following questions or comments, takeaways? Oh, we have a question. Let's see.
Oh, wait, yeah. It's Brandy says she has tons of background noise, so she's just going to type in the chat. She wanted to share. She got a bad sunburn this weekend and used a little Plexus body cream, and it helped to soothe the burn. And she's had no peeling yet. This is something I'm going to share with my sun worshiping friends.
Awesome.
I never thought about it for sunburn. What?
I just put it on Katie's sunburn tonight because she got sunburned yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I never thought about it for sunburn.
Oh yeah, I put it on after I got back home from the track on Sunday. It was hot and I was fried.
I bet.
I used it on my 13-year-old too this morning.
It's better than aloe.
It really is. I think the aloe just kind of dries it out more, makes it a little more wrinkly and crackly, and then you're more prone to peel. This just makes the sunburn, the redness, it takes the redness out and feels so much more soothing.
Right.
Thanks for sharing, Brandy.
Yeah.
Hey, can I ask you ladies how long it took for the X Factor to really like help your nails and stuff? Because I know I've been on it. This is about my second month. And because that's the one thing I'm looking forward to is my nails because they crack so bad.
Okay, so I'm going to say something. Like, for me, it's worked crazy. Well, this one broke, okay, but the rest. Crazy long. They look fake. But Amber's nails won't grow.
But no, mine are, like, I've notoriously my whole life have had horrible nails. And they are a little bit stronger, but my hair is growing a lot. Like, my hair grows really fast now. But I think my nails are just something that's going to be forever, the way they are. But my hair is growing fast.
Yeah, and I was a nail biter, like, constantly. I still do it, but I go get the gels on it now. But I am getting manicures, like, to get my nails cut because I cannot stand how fast they're growing. Like, twice a week. I mean, two times, a month because I can't stand it. I just went again today, and I will be going again before Vegas because it'll be too long by Vegas. I won't be able to stand it. But I'm getting my hair done every 3 weeks because it's growing so fast.
Wow.
So, look at this.
Just stick with it. It'll come.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'm just trying to get an idea of how long for you guys.
Everybody's different. You can't base it off of us.
I think some people are prone, like they'll have the hair growth. Some people have the nail growth. Some people go off their vitamin, B shots, Gloria. I mean, like, it affects people different ways, So it's not a cookie cutter. You're going to definitely have long nails, whatever. But for a lot of us, it does help that for sure.
Well, and I can say I had to mute myself because my kids were saying goodbye as they head back to their dads. But my nails would always split. So, I could put it right there and it would like split apart and they would get to, where can I see, about that length of this finger and then they would just break off. And I started using the X Factor in, I think, March. And now my nails haven't broken ever again. And for the past month, I've had to trim them down. So for me, I actually do have a little bit of a timeline. Again, it may not be exactly the same for you, but that was my timeline that I noticed. Oh my gosh, they're no longer splitting. I'm having to trim them before I go to work.
What about fuller hair? Brandy wants to know. My hair is so thick, it's like horsehair. So if it gets thicker, I'm going to have to shave my head. But I don't know if anybody else has thick fur hair because of X Factor. Anyone?
I haven't noticed. Yeah, my hair has always been pretty thick as well, so I haven't noticed. And it's always grown pretty fast as well, so I haven't noticed changes with my hair.
Mine grows faster than it did. but it's not anymore. I wouldn't say it's any fuller. I've always had a lot of hair anyway. So.
My husband's still bald. But you see those posts of women that like have that balding a little bit and it grows in. So I mean, it could happen. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
And didn't someone say X or Mega X? Their husband had hair growth after Mega X. Wasn't there a post about that?
I haven't seen that one.
I don't know. It's not helping mine either. My husband's hair, he's still bald too. So.
I think it probably works differently with guys because I know what Brandy's talking about. She's got her hair is like thinning really bad. That's what she was saying. So she's hoping for more hair growth or her hair to get thicker. Ours is the opposite. She wants more hair growth and thicker, and I want the nails.
Well, I'm going to end this for now, but we can continue afterwards and stay on for a minute because I want a picture of all of you guys. So thanks for joining us tonight.